What is going on, my Houston Texans family? Hope you all are having a blessed Monday. We are 6 days away from the Houston Texans going to war with the Los Angeles Rams. Speaking of the game, we have some news regarding standout safety CJ Gardner-Johnson and news regarding Los Angeles Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford. But before we get into all that, this episode is brought to you and powered by Sleeper. The NFL season is here, which means you now have a chance to 100 times your cash on daily fantasy football. Football has never been more exciting than it is now with players like CJ Stroud, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Justin Jefferson. Pick on stats for these stars like touchdowns, passing yards, receiving yards, fantasy points, and more for up to a 100 times payout on Sleeper. Get your picks right and you could win big. Use promo code 713HOU and you'll get up to a $100 match on your first deposit. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what we are also going to do is give you some hot takes from my Discord. I've been having a Discord for about 2 years now. We're about 100 people deep. If you want to be in, let me know in the comments down below. We're going to give you some of their hot takes, but remember, we have some news regarding CJ Gardner-Johnson, and DeMeco Ryans spoke today and said that CJ Gardner-Johnson is likely to play week 1 against LA. Now, this is huge for the Houston Texans because when we first found out about the news of CJ Gardner-Johnson being injured, the initial report was torn ACL out for the season. Now, thank the football gods, that report was false. It looks like he is going to be back for week 1. Just crazy. You guys have heard me say all offseason, CJ Gardner-Johnson is the cherry on top of this Houston Texans defense. He is back wearing number 8. I am excited for CJ Gardner-Johnson. I also told you guys we have some news regarding the Los Angeles Rams and quarterback Matthew Stafford. Well, according to head coach Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford will be playing on Sunday against the Houston Texans. Now, this is why you love Matthew Stafford. I know he's 38 years old, but if there is a football game, he is going to be out there. Unfortunately, he is going up against the Houston Texans swarming defense led by Will Anderson Jr. and Danielle Hunter. Well, let's go ahead and start with these hot takes from my Discord. Once again, if you want to be in the Discord, let me know in the comments down below. We'll start with Rolo. He says, hot take, Woody Marks will be RB1 before Joe Mixon gets back. Now, the first part, Woody Marks, I think, could be something immediately for this Houston Texan offense. There was a video out there already calling him a late round steal for this Texans team. I love Nick Chubb. I know Nick Chubb is still working his way back from injury. So I would say the freshest RBs we got is Woody and Dare Agumbawale. Hell, even British Brooks, because I know Damian Pierce is still coming back from some injury, right? We didn't see him all training camp or preseason. I think Woody's going to have an opportunity to, carry the football, catch the football, and it will not surprise me if he starts some games. This might not be a hot take, Rolo, but shout out to you, man. And shout out to Rolo, just became a father. We absolutely love that. Okay, T. Roy. I was about to say Marks was going to lead the Texans in total touchdowns. So a lot of love for the rookie out of USC. Look, would it surprise me that a year 1 rookie is playing well immediately for the Houston Texans? Absolutely not. It's been that way since Damian Pierce all the way back. And every single year, I can give you 2 to 3 day 1 impactful rookies. Maybe Woody Marks is one of them. And it's just because he is taking advantage of this situation with Joe Mixon. Shout out to T. Roy. I know he has a baby in college also. Shout out to him. Next hot take. Catalyst 5. Texans go 13-4. CJ has 4,000 plus passing yards, 30 touchdowns, and the number 2 seed in the AFC Catalyst, this will be the best Houston Texans season ever. You've never been a number 2 seed. And if the season is going that way, 13-4, let me just say you're in the AFC Championship because you're considered one of the best. Catalyst, that is a hot take. I hope it's true. I hope this Houston Texans team shocks the world. We got another one from T. War, but we'll get to him later. T2. Christian Kirk will lead the team in receptions, and the defense will have 7 tutties. I don't know if Christian Kirk outperforms Nico Collins in catches, yards, or touchdowns, but, maybe catches because maybe there's more, short yardage situations for Christian Kirk. We know the Texans have been getting the ball out quick in training camp and preseason. Look, this is a hot take, so Christian Kirk leading the team in receptions would shock me, but would be badass that we got immediate impact from a veteran that you only got from a 7th round pick. I am excited for Christian Kirk. Just need him to stay healthy, and that's kind of the thing for everyone else on this team. You need to stay healthy. Let me see. Lackey said Texans D will only allow 10 points a game. Now that's crazy because we're talking about one of the best defenses ever, not only Houston Texans, but in the NFL. And that will be saying a lot because we saw a damn good defense led by number 99, J.J. Watt. But Lackey, I don't think you're too far off in that hot take. I've said it myself. I think this could potentially become the greatest Houston Texans defense ever because let's start it right. Defensive line, Will Anderson Jr., 12 to 17 sacks. Let me say 15. No, let me say 17. 12 to 17 sacks. The same thing for Danielle Hunter. Can the Texans go back-to-back years of edge rushers having double-digit sacks? 2 of them. Your interior, they're going to get about 15 to 20 between the 4. Sheldon Rankins, Folo Fatukasi, Mario Ederich Jr. I think I said Tim Settle, but Tomi Tagai too. I'll throw him in there. These defensive tackles, they're going to have opportunities to get to the quarterback. Your linebackers, Azeez Al-Shaair and Christian Harris. It looks like if healthy, those will be your starting 2, and that's nasty. That's scary. We already know how much of a run thumper and dynamite Azeez Al-Shaair is. Now you're throwing in, Christian Harris healthy, being able to roam, being able to just attack. Let's throw in Jalen Petrie too, healthy, like a human torpedo. The fact that he's going to be coming off the edge unblocked at times, I feel bad for the quarterback. But it just doesn't stop there. Because then I talk about the secondary with arguably the best cornerback in the game. 2 rookies who had 8 interceptions between the 2 last year, Kalen Bullock and Kamari Lassiter. Then, like I said earlier, CJ Gardner-Johnson. I mean, this defense, Lackey, it's going to be hard to put up points against them. Let me see. From B Metal, pound. Hot take. Kalen Bullock, 10 interceptions. Well, I think he had 5 or 6 last year. He also dropped 4 more. Look, it's crazy that we're talking about this many interceptions with Kalen Bullock, but it would not surprise me if he's, another 4 to 7. He was all over the field in year 1. And he said it himself. He got better. Okay. T2 said, well, Sting too will have some interceptions. I don't think he'll have as much interceptions, T2, because I think that opposing offenses are going to be scared to throw out Derek Stingley's way. War Daddy said Will Anderson Jr. will be the sack leader in the league. If that is the case, then just wrap it up. Defensive Player of the Year for Will Anderson Jr. Just cinema. Oscar said Nico Collins, full season healthy, will lead the league in receptions and yards. I don't think Nico Collins has ever played a full season, Oscar. But last year, the way his season started off, he was on pace for 2,000 yards. Stay healthy, Nico Collins. You are one of the best in the NFL. For real. This guy Cheek Beater has one, but I can't say it. Shout out to my guy Neighbor Thor, as I like to call him. Jaden Higgins will have 800 receiving yards this year. That screams wide receiver number 2 numbers. If Jaden Higgins is having that type of year, put him up there for offensive rookie of the year candidate. That would be crazy also. And I think Jalen Noel changed his number to 14. Jalen95 said Jalen Noel is going to make D'Amico put him on the field more similar to Tank Dev due to high dynamic he is as a wide receiver. Yeah, I'll tie those two in. With Neighbor bringing up Jaden Higgins, I said like he's kind of the carbon copy of Nico Collins, and I'm not putting any pressure on Jaden Higgins this year. But if he goes out there have 800 yards, I wonder how many touchdowns Neighbor throwing in there also, because if he's having 800 yards, I'm throwing in 4 or 5 tutties. Jalen, I think he's kind of like the carbon copy of Nico Collins. Big play, explosive, just dynamite when the ball was in his hand. All right, let's see if there's any more. Okay, well, it doesn't look like there's any more hot takes from the Discord. Let me know if you guys want to be in the Discord down below in the comments. And like I said, I will personally send you the invite. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 6 days away from the Houston Texans going to war with LA. I want to thank everyone who has watched this episode. Shout out to Sleeper. Once again, use promo code 713 to get a $100 deposit match. On your deposit. 713 HOU gets this done. Go Houston. You guys have a very blessed day.